human-centered lens, right? AI cannot determine which problem to solve. I hope you agree to that, because we've seen the different branches of AI. So what is that? We've seen supervised learning, we've seen unsupervised learning, we've seen reinforcement learning. So what are all these? So these are a lot of researchers have worked on different algorithms, and then they have actually produced their work, they have published their work, and then we are trying to adopt all of that in our real life. Okay, so all that is there, all the mathematics, all the algorithms, all the statistics is all available. Okay, but AI does not know which problem to solve. But artificial intelligence will not know, say that Vinayak has this problem, so let me solve it. Okay, or Ashwath has this problem, or let me solve it. So it's not going to say a specific thing, right? Non-alignment with human needs results in powerful systems addressing only marginal issues. So I might have built an amazingly predictive system using some hi-fi algorithms, but tomorrow, is that actually solving my need? So you just have to pause and ponder and ask, okay, is that human need addressed at the end of the day? Yes or no? So that's a very big question that needs to be addressed. Okay, and AI needs to acquire a multidimensional approach that includes social and technical perspectives. We'll come to these things in detail, but this is the main moot point for understanding why we need a human-centered lens for AI. Because AI cannot stand alone with itself. We have wonderful algorithms, we have wonderful systems, but those wonderful algorithms and systems are of no use if it is not solving the human's need there, right? So if it cannot solve my problem or your problem, what's the point in having an AI system? Why do you want to invest so much money, right? And it's not even going to give me a good user experience at the end of the day, right? So AI cannot determine which problem to solve, and non-alignment with human needs results in powerful systems which are addressing only very, very marginal issues. So that alignment, that fitting should be there, okay, with the human needs. So a good example is if you have gone to IRCTC's website, say 10 years or 5 years back, or even 3 or 4 years back, all you did was you could actually go to the site, you will book your ticket, and then you will just know whether it is confirmed or not, and then you will go and then you will travel. But today, if you go, once you book the ticket or before you book the ticket, it will actually give you the probability number, okay, confirmation probability, right? So what is the confirmation probability? What is the likelihood of you getting confirmed? Okay, so it is actually taken a human need, and then they have the team has actually solved that human need. So this is a very good predictive algorithm, right? Where they would have taken some billions of ticket confirmation statuses, okay, that happened in the past, and then they would have said that, okay, if you are actually booking Rajdhani Express on this day for this time, what will happen is your likelihood of getting confirmed is so much. Okay, so they've actually solved the human need. So looking at the confirmation probability, I will know whether I have to book the ticket or not. Okay, so whether I have to spend that money in the ticket or not. So that has actually been addressed with the help of this IRCTC ticket booking example. So it is actually nailed, and then they've perfectly said that, okay, there's a human need here, let's try to address it. So before that, all we need was, it was just a blind thing for us. So we would just book ticket and then wait for the status to keep on increasing. But now, beforehand, we are well informed. This was actually possible only with the help of more data, right? With the more data, I'm building better AI systems, and then I'm adopting it for all my needs, right? So there is a big need there, right? So AI, and then one more thing we have to know is AI needs to acquire a multidimensional approach. So AI is just like, if you ask me, it's just like a 3-year-old kid. Okay? It's up to us to actually nurture it and then make it grow and then be a good citizen. So it's up to us to actually handhold and then guide. So humans have to be a good guide and then give AI these multidimensional approaches so that AI will know whether this is right or wrong. So I'm just going to come to another important aspect about the different dimensions of AI. Okay. Now, what are the other dimensions to be considered here? So one thing is ethics, second thing is bias, then third thing is explainability. So let's actually discuss each of these things in detail. Okay. What is ethics? Ethics is nothing but it's something where you know which is right or wrong, which is ethical to do. Okay. And then So there, all these right-wrong decisions are actually taken. So we have, so ethics is actually dealt in a big way today because every organization has started giving a lot of focus on ethics. Why do we need ethics in AI? See, one major thing that a lot of people today fear is job loss, right? So is it ethical to replace a human with an AI machine, right? So a lot of questions can be discussed around that one. Okay, if AI takes over the world, is it ethical or not? Okay, is it okay for me to believe whatever comes out of an algorithm? Is it ethically good or not? Okay, so why should I trust the algorithm? Okay, so all those trust aspects come. Okay, and then excuse me. And then I'm actually using algorithms for a lot of things, even my soft skills evaluation. I'm doing a lot of things. So today, even interviews happen with the help of algorithms. So all you have to do is go stand in front of a computer and then just speak for around half an hour, and then it's actually going to take your facial this thing. It's going to take your voice tonality. It's going to do like some 100 different tasks, and then it's going to say whether you're selected or not. Okay. So is it ethically right to have an algorithm in that place? So we have to think about that. Okay. And then another important aspect is bias. Bias is very, very important because a good example or a lot of examples that we have seen in the US right now is there is a lot of racial bias happening, not just in the US, in a lot of countries. They've been fighting for algorithms that has to do away from all these racial biases, right? So a lot of people are actually working towards that. What is bias? In fact, bias is nothing but your algorithm tries to lean to a specific set of outcomes instead of other set of outcomes. A good example is Daphne Kohler. She's a researcher in Stanford, and she's one of the co-founders of Coursera along with Andrew Ng. Okay, so she actually gave a very good talk on bias in AI. An example that she gave was around medical imaging. So what they did was they were trying to take X-rays, okay, and then they were trying to predict whether a person has some kind of a fracture or not, or some kind of a disease or not. Now, so what she said was when you don't have a proper supervision, so what you do in that situation is you take an X-ray image and then you have your patient's details, the data, the demographic details, the hospitals, all that information comes. And then every machine has its own way of gauging a photo, because a machine in one hospital will be totally calibrated in a different way from another hospital, right? So all that information actually goes into an algorithm and it is trying to predict whether a person has a specific disease or not. Okay. So if you actually don't govern it properly, what happens is even before actually taking an image and predicting whether a person has a specific disease or not, what the data might do is it might actually take the demographic information of the person, the history of cases in that hospital, okay, and then say that, okay, just because it came from this person, this hospital, and during this season, even without looking at the image, it might come to a conclusion that this person has fracture. This person does not have fracture. So this is a very good example of bias, where if I'm not leaving things controlled, I might lean towards a specific outcome, which is actually not good. So how do we counter, or how do we do away with bias? So we need a diverse set of data points to build and deploy our algorithms, right? So another thing that we have to understand and accept is all this bias actually comes from the data, and the data is just a reflection of the society, right? So whatever the society has been, in whatever format it is what is getting reflected in a different format. Okay, so we just have to see to that when we build algorithms, we should not make them lean towards a specific outcome. We should actually have a bias-free. It is very difficult to get a bias-free outcome, but we should actually lean towards that one. So we need to take a lot of measures to counter bias in a lot of ways. Okay, so that is about bias. And then the third thing is explainability. What is explainability? So you build an algorithm to determine whether a person should get a loan or not. Or okay, another good example is, okay, you come up with an algorithm for college admissions, right? So a lot of colleges today have started using that. So what they do is they feed in the candidate's profile, his score in this test or that test, okay? the candidates' marks in this exam, okay, and then the candidates' academic other performances and all that, and then the algorithm actually comes up and says whether the person should be given an admission or not. Okay, we still don't know on what basis it is doing. Okay, we've actually made an algorithm. We've fed some data to the algorithm in the past, and then we've trained something. But is the algorithm able to explain why it came to a decision for this data point? That is explainability. Okay, so explainability is nothing but you're trying to explain why you came to a judgment or why you came to a decision point, okay, for this given data point. Okay, so you're trying to explain it to a human. Now, why we need explainability? So today, man-machine symbiosis is inevitable. Humans have to work with machines. So to be able to work with machines, humans should know how machines work behind the scene. Okay, but only then the humans can actually trust the machines. If humans don't know how machines work behind the scene, humans cannot trust machines, and then this thing cannot move on. Okay, so explainability is a very key aspect to be considered when we are actually building AI systems, right? Because we should make them transparent, and then tomorrow the world should know why this decision point came. Okay, and then if things are explainable, it will actually bridge the gap between humans and machines, and humans adopting machines for doing a lot of things. We have to still adopt all of them, but explainability is a very key aspect here. So we should just start thinking about that. So what does explainability do is it will actually increase the transparency. Okay, so since it's increasing the transparency, it is actually making AI adoption better. Okay, so we cannot just like that have black box algorithms that just give us some number and then we just take a decision based on that and then move on. Okay, so that's not how it is. So a lot of research is actually going on today towards explainability. So all these things are other aspects of other dimensions of AI that we have to consider when we are actually building and deploying AI systems, right? Now, moving to the actual human-centered AI. So what exactly is human-centered AI? So we do machine learning, we make predictions, and then based on patterns of data, okay? And every facet of AI is affected by human judgment, okay? So how do you implement an AI system? So you actually take data, you clean data, you explore the data, you do some inferences on the data, okay? And then you build models on the data, and then you see how accurate is your model. And then based on the accuracy, you make some fine tuning, and then you deploy. Now, all these aspects of AI have some amount of human judgment here. Machines alone are not doing that. There is a human that is actually guiding the machines to do every aspect of it. Okay, so approaching AI from a human lens brings a qualitative evaluation, translating it into quantitative returns. What does this mean? So you are giving a human touch to what the AI algorithm does. You are trying to solve a human need with the help of the power of AI. Okay, so aligning AI with user experience helps address real human needs the way all these things needs to be addressed. Like the example I said on the IRCTC ticket booking, the probability of your ticket getting confirmed. So they've actually nailed a human need there, right? Because a human does not have to spend additional money and then waste his money in booking a ticket and then later canceling it and all that stuff that happens behind the scenes, right? So the human need was actually taken, okay, and then they've identified that need, and then with the help of AI, they have given a very good user experience for the humans in that way. So we as humans, when we actually try to train AI systems, we just have to see to that every human need is actually addressed. So at the end of the day, there's no point in just building some hi-fi system and then just that hi-fi system not solving the human needs. You might build an amazingly good regression model. You might build an amazingly good deep learning model. But as long as the deep learning model is helping solve the human need, then there's no point in building it, right? So that is why we need human-centric approach to AI. So we just have to see to that how a human need is solved. So tomorrow when you are trying to do a project or when you're trying to solve something, just see to that, is it solving the human need in some form or the other? Is it adding value to a human's life in some form or the other? Okay, so otherwise there's no point in investing in AI and then doing all these things. So that is why we need a human-centric approach for artificial intelligence. So that is the main idea behind having this. Now, how to achieve human-centric AI? Okay, so it's nothing but it's more like marrying design thinking with artificial intelligence. That's all. Okay, so you take the ideas in design thinking where you empathize. Okay, you define, you ideate, you prototype, and then you test. And then when you do that, or when you build an AI system, you have to see to that you try to empathize if this is actually solving my customer's need. Okay, and then you define the problem statement, you ideate, you prototype, and then you test. So you go through these iterations of design thinking for every aspect of AI. And so that's why you're actually having a human-centered approach. So what you do in design thinking is you're trying to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, okay, and then you're trying to solve his or her problem, right? Similarly, when you're actually having a human-centered approach to AI, what you're trying to do here is you're trying to make somebody else's life better with the help of data and then with the help of AI. So AI is a very, very powerful tool, okay? But this powerful tool has to be honed properly. It has to be guided properly. So when we have a human-centered approach to that, I think we'll be able to guide it properly, and then we'll be able to achieve some wonderful results around this whole paradigm, okay? Now, let's go back to Einstein's quote, okay? I'm just going back here. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. So now we should start thinking of it. So we would have had a problem. We would have never thought that we would have we will be able to solve the problem with the help of or with marrying design thinking with data science. So these two are totally different areas. So what we have to do is we'll have to think outside the box, and then we should actually try to mash up different ideas, and then we have to try to solve problems using those out of the box thoughts. Okay, so that is what I would want to convey through this entire talk. And so let me just repeat again. So we've seen what is AI. Okay, we've seen different branches of AI. We've understood that, and then we've seen what is AI first products. With a lot of data, I'm able to build a better AI and then do mass adoption. And then we've seen what is experience economy. A wonderful quote from Maya Angelou. And then what is experience economy, and then how experience is actually affecting, or how user experience is the center of everything. And then we've seen how personalized user experience is given with the help of AI. So UX is getting AI's help, okay? And then we've seen what is a human-centered lens, okay? How AI cannot determine to solve its own problem, and then it actually needs a human and a multidimensional approach. We've seen different dimensions, the ethics, bias, and explainability. And then we have actually seen how AI should adopt user experience or that human-centric approach so that it's able to solve, and then it's able to bring in some qualitative evaluations. Qualitative means something that you cannot bring in a number. You just enjoy your experience, right? So that is the qualitative part, okay? You cannot put a number to that experience, right? So you just feel it, and then it's a very subjective thing. So my experience might be different from your experience, right? So that user experience aspect has to be married with how user experience has to be married with AI to build better systems that actually solve human needs. Instead of just building some hi-fi AI systems, we just have to see to that a human need is taken and then addressed in some form or the other. Okay, and then how to achieve it by marrying concepts of design thinking with AI. So this is all I wanted to talk today. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity. So hope you had some good value at the end of this. So I'm open to taking up questions now. So over to you, Navneet Krishnan and Ashwath.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful presentation. In fact, in this time, the AI data science is a buzzing word. So yeah, people are more attracted towards AI and data science and all those stuff. It's a great pleasure, and in fact, it's a great value addition to this event. Having you here, that too on a topic of AI, human-centric AI. So many aspects that you presented were really thought-provoking to us, and we thought of it was like kindling the interest of ours to include some specific topic, whatever you have presented under our theme. So yes, of course, in the future years, we will be including some specific themes under our hackathon related to AI, and definitely we will be expecting your help also to shape it. So again, thank you so much, sir. Ashwant, over to you.
Yeah. And thanks, Vinayak, with respect to the trending factor of data analytics and AI.
Yeah.
So I hope participants has been triggered with the help of your inputs.
Okay.
So time to for the participants, you can ask your questions or you can post in the chat box.
Yeah.
One question from my side.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Driving factors for problem solving AI. But the very first factor is you have to get data, real-time data.
Yeah.
For students, in order to get the real-time data, first what they have to do. Because many students don't have experience how to approach or how to get the real-time data to work on the analytics area.
Real-time data. So you have a lot of data repositories today. So all of them created. You go to data.gov, you go to World Bank, you go to UNESCO. All of them have their data open. Okay, so even if you look at for the current COVID situation, all the data is actually open and then available as APIs ready. Okay, so you just have to just have to Google it and then see if the data is available or not. Otherwise, today, data capturing is also becoming easy with the help of IoT tools like you can have Raspberry Pis or Arduino kits where you can actually capture the sensors, you can actually capture the pollution data and all that. If you're doing that kind of a research, yes, you can actually capture your own data. Otherwise, plenty of data is actually available, and then every government entity today is making a point that it has to open up its data for all these hackathons and ideathons. So if you look at any government's repositories, you will find plenty of data available. Okay, so you can actually tap into those repositories, and then it depends on the problem that you are trying to solve. So first, identify the problem, identify the need, and for this need, you need that specific data. Okay, and then if that data should actually correlate with the problem that you are trying to solve. Okay, and then see to that all these open data is available now. Kaggle is a very good area for looking for data, and then so you can actually look for different open data repositories that are available today. And mostly today, a lot of researchers are working on this idea called reproducible research, where they actually take up their they open up their research for the community to actually contribute and then give inputs. What I can do is I'll take my data, I'll do my algorithms, I will take my code, and then I will actually put it on GitHub, and then I'll open it up for the rest of the world. So they take up that results, and then they apply it in their own way, and then they produce their different kinds of results. So a lot of reproducibility has been achieved with the help of all these things. So first thing is, a lot of these open data conventions have the data available. All government conventions have the data available. So it's up to them to actually tap all these conventions. And today, you can actually create your own data with some minimal effort, okay, with the help of a few tools here and there. So these tools are actually helping you to actually so 10 years, 20 years was not possible. With investment in IoT and a lot of other data capturing tools, you are able to capture all these data points and then use it for your analysis. So you can create your own surveys. You can. It's all pretty easy now. Okay. So and then like tons of repositories are available. Repositories, and then you can actually figure it. So that's. I hope it answered your question.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds good, well. And for example, if the student wants to get data from particular company or a particular domain, is there any common approach they have to handle for it?
Yes. See, today with GDPR protection regulation in place, they have to send this non-disclosure saying that this data is only for research purpose, and then I cannot use this data for other purposes. And then a lot of these organizations are very particular that the data does not go out anywhere. And yes, every organization or every institution has its own way of actually exposing its data. Some of it will be masked, and then customer information is the key today. Okay, and the customer's privacy is also the key today. As long as when you're doing a research or when you're trying to do a project, the privacy details are all those things are taken care. You can actually approach any institution and then say that you are doing it only for research purpose. So as long as that clause is clear, you'll be able to be in a reasonably good position to actually get the data and then move. And a lot of organizations are today opening up hackathons through mediums like Kaggle and Analytics Vidya and a lot of other data for social good forums. And then you can actually go there and actually take the data. It's just an API, you just have to pick the API and then get that data. So it is possible to get data from a lot of organizations too.
Yeah, thank you, Vinay. And one question from participants. So
yes,
analytics world is completely new to me. How can I start from the scratch? What I have to do for that?
Okay, analytics world is completely new to you. Okay, as long as you have the passion to work with data, everything will align. Okay, that's all I would say, because yes, even I was like the person who actually asked that question, and I was new to this field long back. But just that the passion to actually work on this and then drive actually triggered this part process to me. So and then I just found all the materials online and then started working. Then there is a ton of material available. You just have to focus on what you need to do, and then you just have to search for it, and then you will actually get a lot of material. So there's no one starting point here. First starting point and the most important point that you should know is you should have interest towards working with data. Okay, so once you have that interest, I think you should be good, and then that will actually drive you to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Vinay. Participants, do we have any other questions?
I think we have Professor Prakash Logana from Pakistan. He joined on the call. Sir, would you like to share some thoughts?
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Prakash. No, it's okay. I think some network glitches from his end.
Sir, you have to connect with your audio.
Okay, there may be some network problem she's facing. No problem. Carry on, Ashwin. No problem.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? I'll be back.
Participants, do we have any other questions? Yeah, Prakash sir has joined.
Yeah, actually, I know. Actually, I actually continues there, but unfortunately, there's some problem, in my audio. So, thank you very much. It's really nice to listen. The speaker actually, I forget the name, but I think the thing which I really like about this event, in continuation or in parallel with the evolution of those projects, these types of talks always will be helpful and wealthy. It's very fruitful to our participants, to our students. Exactly, if I remember the event I attended in Colombo in 2018. It's only the difference is now we are virtually online, but all these speakers, all the sessions are exactly the same. So that I really feel very happy, and I think we must appreciate the efforts of the organizers for all the tracks, not only this MakerFair, all the tracks. So thank you very much, Navneeta, for this all efforts. Really, it's wonderful to see exactly the same thing. I'm feeling the same feeling only sitting at my home right now rather than be there. Anyway, hopefully in the next year we will meet somewhere in next episode of this YESIST12. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Prakash, for your question. And Vinayak sir, we have another question from a participant. He's asking how AI can help in new normal situation.
AI is actually helping a lot in this new normal situation. So today for the drug discovery and we are in the trials now, but at least to discover the drugs and for the combinations to be used for the drug, they finally came up to some 31 different combinations or some 35 different combinations. So what combinations will be good against what drug and what this virus was actually done with the help of AI. So that is actually helping. And if you look at a lot of analysis that has been done for during this new normal, they'll say that the 5-day moving average is this, okay, the peak is this one. So all those predictions, they say that the peak is going to come here, okay, was actually done with the help of a lot of mathematical modeling and with the help of AI. So it is definitely helping. And if you look at another aspect where they say that the RT-PCR test is having so much accuracy, so much sensitivity, so much specificity, and what is the likelihood of someone getting this virus if the prevalence rate is so much. So all that information is there, and then with the help of AI and with the help of a lot of tools, you can actually go then make these numbers, make these predictions and say that what is the likelihood of someone in this vicinity for this prevalence rate getting the virus or not, and then you can take precautionary measures based on that. So in that way, AI is actually helping in this new normal in a lot of good ways. It is trying to, it might not be 100% accurate, but it is actually giving us a ballpark figure saying that this is possible, and then this is the likelihood of this happening. So at least that is what it is giving to us right now. Yeah.
And another question.
Yeah.
How can I stay connected with the hackathons as well as Project Expo event conducted by organizations with respect to analytics area?
Okay, there are some two good sites. One is Kaggle, kaggle.com. You'll see a lot of good hackathons happening. So, and then you go to analyticsvidya.com. So there are a lot of, and then a lot of data hack websites are available. These two sites are very good, where a lot of open competitions happen today in Kaggle and in Analytics Vidya. So you can actually go there and then you can actually get participate there and then do that. So that's a very good point to start. kaggle.com. Go to that site. There are a lot of open hackathons happen. Just go and register once. Then you will start getting notifications on all these hackathons. And yeah, so that is a very good place to start.
Okay, one more question from social media channels where the event is live streamed. He's asking, what is your advice for the people who are in early career, who want to turn their profession into data science?
Yeah, very, very good. When you're there in your earlier career, you can actually spend a lot of time learning mathematics, probability, statistics, programming. So hone your skills on these areas. So build your fundamentals with math, understand probability, and then try to understand programming. And then once you understand these things, you spend a lot of time on these three areas, you can actually be good at data science and AI. So spend a lot of time on these three things. And today, there are a lot of massive open online courses available through Coursera, edX, NPTEL, Udemy, Udacity, you name it, there are a lot of websites available. So you can actually go and register some entire, and then a lot of institutions also give masters in data science and all that. So you can actually register to all these programs, and then you can actually get benefited out of those things. So if you are early in your career, first I would say yes, spend a lot of time working on their fundamentals. So first learn linear algebra, probability, and calculus well. Refresh your skills here, and do programming well. Learn Python or R or any programming language for that matter well. Spend a lot of time on these fundamental aspects, and then the rest you can actually catch up when you're actually doing projects. So spend a lot of time on this, and register to some online course on data science that is available, and that will actually help you to gain interest in this area and then start working with it.
Yeah, thanks, Vinay. And another question: in future, can AI overcome human intelligence?
I don't have an answer for that. Yeah, today if you see, I still feel that humans have an edge over AI, because humans can dream, but artificial intelligence cannot dream. So we can dream and then we can think in abstraction. Okay, AI cannot do that yet. So, and AI cannot tell stories. Yes, it can actually help you in writing fiction stories, but it cannot dream. Okay, so humans can dream. So I think we still have an edge over that in, with respect to AI. Though. That's my perspective. It might change. So. Sir, you're on mute, sir. Maybe you can unmute.
Okay.
I can add only one thing regarding the AI as the discussion is going on. That I'm sure, if you look at the jobs, if you look at the pyramids, if I say the pyramids, like when we're talking about the information system, the operational types of the jobs, maybe finished, maybe completely after a few years because of the AI.
Yes.
All the operational, mainly. Even some of the middle, where the middle managements are work and they, semi kind of decisions they are taking. The only thing remains in the job market is the top of the pyramid, that is the executive level. Obviously, because those are the entirely unstructured decisions, and that, obviously taken by the human beings. But the structured and the semi-structured decisions, AI will, so we need to think from right now to coming years, and our students' perspective was given the jobs, they must think about their careers, rather than those types of jobs. See when we can, be helpful or to contribute something. So this is, I think, is an important we need to apply to our audience. Thank you.
Yeah. Well said, sir. I think 10, 15 years back, or even before the ATM, there were around 15, 20 staff in a bank, or even 40 staff in a bank. So all that is replaced by ATMs and automated machines. But all those staffs are become wealth managers or customer experience executives, where they focus more on a customer problems. Yes, jobs will be replaced, but all the mundane jobs will be replaced. But still, when it comes to understanding the customer needs and then giving a customer all those tailored things, and new kind of jobs will actually come. So we just have to understand that and then adopt to this new thing, and that will be the new normal going forward after AI comes. So that will be a different.
Yeah. Sure, that's good.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir, we don't have any questions.
Okay.
I'm bringing the session to the next. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vinayak sir, first of all, for consenting, to speak in our event MakerFair finale. Thank you so much. It was really true pleasure and honor for us to have you here. And thank you so much, the committee members and guests. Tata sir, thank you so much. Junaid, Ashwant, Ramnik, and thank you so much all the participants who have joined today in this meeting, and also who have joined through social media channels. Thank you so much once again. And we are looking forward to engage you all in one such good program. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Turn on your video so that we can take a group photo.
Sure. Oh.
Yeah. Great.
Romney, can you turn on your video?
Ashwin, can you please click on from your end?
Yeah, sure. Yes, definitely. Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Hi, Ro. Ro, you are in mute.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, I was a bit late.
Fine, better. Absolutely fine. Yeah.
Sorry, Naveen sir. Actually,
Sir?
I was sleeping at that time.
No,
Yeah, okay.
wait a second.